can see you in the golden sand on an island far, far away. Midas touch, I'm the magic man. Follow me and let's get out of this place. We could fly over our problems, watching clouds from a private jet. But you don't have to worry about the rain when only champagne gets you wet. Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. 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 Oh yeah. I wanna put some diamonds in your ears and tell you everything you want to hear. And throw this money in the atmosphere. Can you feel me now? Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. I can see you in the golden sand on an island far, far away. Midas touch, I'm the magic man. Follow me and let's get out of this place. We could fly over our problems, watching clouds from a private jet. But you don't have to worry about the rain when only champagne gets you wet. Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. 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 Oh yeah. I wanna put some diamonds in your ears and tell you everything you want to hear. And throw this money in the atmosphere. Can you feel me now? Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. Everywhere I magic man. Follow me and let's get out of this place. We could fly over our problems, watching clouds from a private jet. But you don't have to worry about the rain when only champagne gets you wet. Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. 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 Oh yeah. I wanna put some diamonds in your ears and tell you everything you want to hear, and throw this money in the atmosphere. Can you feel me now? Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. I can see you in the golden sand on an island far, far away. Midas touch, I'm the magic man. Follow me and let's get out of this place. We could fly over our problems, watching clouds from a private jet. But you don't have to worry about the rain when only champagne gets you wet. Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. I got the Midas touch. Midas touch, I'm the magic man. Follow me and let's get out of this place. We could fly over our problems, watching clouds from a private jet. But you don't have to worry about the rain when only champagne gets you wet. Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. 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 Oh yeah. I wanna put some diamonds in your ears and tell you everything you want to hear. And throw this money in the atmosphere. Can you feel me now? Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. Follow me and let's get out of this place. We could fly over our problems, watching clouds from a private jet. But you don't have to worry about the rain when only champagne gets you wet. Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. 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 Oh yeah. I wanna put some diamonds in your ears and tell you everything you want to hear. And throw this money in the atmosphere. Can you feel me now? Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. Everywhere I go, everything is gold. Everybody know I got the Midas touch. Everywhere I go,
Hello. Can everyone hear and see me well? Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the grand finale, the day 5 of the Hashnode Bootcamp. As you know, I'm Daniela Passos, Developer Relations Lead at Hashnode. You can all call me Dani. And let's make this last day count, yeah? So the past days have been nothing but really epic. And from GraphQL to job opportunities to leveraging AI as developers. So we covered a lot of ground and you guys made this bootcamp a big hit. So give yourselves a virtual high five over there as you guys have been here from all over the world. And today's lineup, let me pull this up. It's all about us getting better as developers and building our personal brands. So, first up, we have Yuri Santana guiding us on leveraging social media for personal branding. Then we have Alex Charn teaching us how to build AI head shops with Leap. Then we have a comeback from Sam, this time to talk about selling yourself as a developer. And to wrap things up, we have Chris Bell teaching us how to add multi-channel notifications for our apps. So this is going to be huge, and I'm really excited about it. And I want to also make a last call for the Hashnode Bootcamp giveaway. So you still get time to write articles, post on LinkedIn, on X, tag Hashnode, tag me, and let's see who gets the most likes and comments and who gets the most powerful insights, because I'll be personally selecting 3 winners to take home a Hashnode gift box. And remember that this is your last chance to get your questions in, share your insights, connect with this awesome community of Hashnodes spread out all over the world. So let's make the most of it. Let's make some fun, friends, have some fun. And I want to shout out you guys for being the real MVPs here, because all the knowledge shared, all the insights you guys got, and also the takeaways that you guys have been sharing on social media have been really, really nice. And the connection that we have made here turned this bootcamp into a way stronger community. So let's keep our energy going even after we wrap up here. And okay, that's our game plan for today. I wanna, I'll miss this too. Big time. So let's get started. Yuri was not be able to join us today. She got called in sick, but I do have her presentation here, and I'll be sharing her social handles in case you guys have any questions. So let me put the presentation up, and I'll be here seeing you guys and learning with you guys in the comment section. Let's get started.
Media for personal branding and how you can build your social media presence. I'm so excited to be here and thank you so much for joining me. I'm also wearing my Hashnode merch to represent, but I'm that excited. So let's just jump right into it. I'm Judy. A self-taught developer. I actually switched careers during the pandemic. I'm a technical writer and content creator. I'm also working as a developer relations advocate. I happen to be a YouTuber and I speak a lot at events. If you scan this QR code, it's going to send you to my socials, and you can check them out. And of course, connect with me after this presentation is over. And make sure to hashtag Hashnode Bootcamp and tag me to know what your thoughts are in this presentation. Before we continue, we need to clarify some concepts. Let's talk a little bit about branding and online presence. In simple terms, we can define online presence as your digital footprint. It's everything you do online, all the activity and all the content that you post or do online. Now, branding, it's basically the idea or the identity that people associate with you. Let's just say if you post a lot of helpful content, people are going to see your face and they're going to assume that every content that you post is going to help them somehow. Like, let's just say if you post a lot of tutorials, a lot of how to, at one point they're going to be looking at your name on Google and looking for tutorials. So that's basically the brand that you build over time. And as you can see, what you do with your own presence can ultimately affect your branding. So how can we start creating our online presence? First, we need to find a niche. And why is this so important? Because And this is a quote: "Those that speak to many speak to none." So, what does this mean? It means that you need to find a niche, one or two topics that you love and that you are good at, and exploit them in a way that is beneficial for you. Now, this is any activity, any topic. Let's just say I'm a beginner coder, right? So my niche will be creating content for those who are also beginning, but let me make it more of a niche by focusing on tutorials about JavaScript, right? So there are for beginners on JavaScript. So that's an easy example on how you can find a niche. Of course, you can narrow it down even more, and that's also suggested. But why are niches so important? Because they allow you to pursue what you care about. One or two topics that you are good at and that are passionate to you that you can actually explain to people. So let's just see a couple of benefits on having a niche. Ultimately, having a niche will get you discovered. Why? Because it helps you establish yourself as a reliable source. How can you do this? Well, by creating content, by interacting with other content creators, and by establishing yourself as someone that people go to when they have an issue around that topic. This will ultimately minimize the risk for companies who want to hire you. By having a niche, you will get discovered and also get job opportunities. And this is a little bit of my personal example. I started creating content around, like I said, JavaScript, open source, and source alike. I also filmed a couple of YouTube tutorials, and I was just really active in the community. That's how I got discovered by my first employer. I had a startup, and they wanted me to be a dev rel for them. So ultimately, that led into a job opportunity, my first job opportunity actually. But that didn't stop there, because that also led me to my second job opportunity, that is the job that I have now, just by my social media presence. So, in what other aspects does having a niche helps you? It helps you have new perspectives. You start connecting with a lot of people in that area. So you start learning by association, basically. You're seeing what they're building, you start being inspired, you start analyzing what the community wants best in that aspect. And by that, you get content ideas that will ultimately result in you giving back to the community. So, all of this, the only thing that matters is finding the right community instead of trying to reach to everyone. This will help you have better relationships and also increase your visibility. By connecting with the community, and especially with the tech community, you're going to see new perspectives, be inspired, have job opportunities, and more just by putting yourself out there. So now that we have like a common background, what are some blockers that might be stopping you from pursuing a social media journey? Now, the first one that is very common, I see it online, I see it on my DMs, people reach out to me and ask me about these specific topics. So let's talk a little bit more about them. Which platform should you be in? It doesn't really matter. Um, you should just know your way around it. You should like it, and it should be easy to pick up. And why these three characteristics are so important? Well, because ultimately you're gonna want to be consistent. There is no way you can grow on social media without consistency. So having a platform that you like and that you know how to use is gonna maximize the chances of you sticking to your social media plan. So when picking a platform, what are some things that you should keep in mind? These three things will make your life easier, and I promise. You own your own content. That being that if at some point in life you want to take all your content and post it somewhere else, nothing is preventing you from doing so. Another thing, you can easily get visibility on your post. You shouldn't send every single one of your followers a text or a post saying like, hey, I just posted this. No, the algorithm should easily pick up on new posts and push them forward. Also, it should be easy to create and edit content. This is because, especially in tech, things move really fast, And let's just say you make a blog post today, but like in a month, that blog post is outdated in some areas, but in some others, it's still useful. So you might want to go back and edit it whenever possible. So this is a really big one. This is something that everyone that is on social media might have seen. And it's like, do numbers matter? What the follower count, does that matter? No. Long story short, it doesn't. We all started with 0 followers, 0 engagement, 0 replies, 0 retweets, 0 likes, 0 everything, right? So everything that is like between a 0 follower account and a 100,000 follower account is this consistency and the type of content that you put out. And now you should focus on numbers, but you should focus on the important type of numbers, like the ones that help you compare your growth to your previous self, the ones that help you see the community reactions and engagement to the content you're putting out, and also the ones that tell you what type of content the community wants, so you can start making them. So you should work on cultivating a niche audience interested in what you have to offer, instead of focusing on the numbers and the following count. And of course, it's really hard to start shouting at the void, but we all started there. But what are some things that might make it better? You shouldn't be shouting at the void. What are some tips for growing your account organically that I can give to you now? And these are actionable tips that you can do in like a month's period and see growth in your account. Of course, keep in mind that you should always portray your reality, because ultimately that's what makes you unique, and people connect with that uniqueness and that human touch that you have to bring to the community. So let's start by breaking this down. First, consistency, of course, but not any type of consistency. You have to be consistent, but with a purpose. What do I mean by this? By picking your niche, by picking some topics that you're really good at, and start posting about that. If you want to grow your account, this actually helped me when I was starting on my Twitter journey. I was using relevant hashtags since I was just starting, since I was just learning. I will use Code Newbie, 100 Days of Code, code tips, and all of that. For example, for this bootcamp, you can use hashtag Hashnode Bootcamp, and you can connect with other individuals that are here taking this bootcamp and also grow your network. That's like the power of using hashtags, is that you connect with the same community that is going through the same thing that you're going through. Now, another very, very, very important topic is to optimize your social media profiles. What do I mean by this? Have a picture of yourself, of a human. Why? Because people connect with humans. If I see a picture of you as your profile picture, I know who I'm talking to. I know who I'm interacting with. And it's easier that way to start cultivating new relationships. It's also advised that you have the same profile picture and same banner across all your social media profiles. But of course, that depends on what you're trying to achieve with your social media. For example, if you're trying to come across as someone as an expert in your topic, of course, a consistency across all of your social media profiles is a must. Also, it will make it easier for the community to find you on other platforms, so that's also a plus. I, for example, have the same profile picture on all of my social media profiles. So let's continue. What do I mean by honesty? We go back to portraying your reality. Let's just say you should share your wins and also your fails. Humans connect more with the fails. And I know that sounds like very odd to say, but there is fondness that is formed with the struggle that is shared. And that sounds very deep, but it's not. It's about, for example, if I share that I'm struggling with a bug and I ask for help, and that brings the community together and brings like a very beautiful exchange of ideas. That's about being honest of your reality. That's being honest to yourself. You should always be human and transmit that in every post and help people connect with you that way. Also, it's totally normal if you get inspiration from other creators. That's totally fine. As long as you're not stealing content straight from that creator, you should always, for example, credit some ideas that you see online that are very original and you would love to take part in. It's totally okay, like I said, to get inspiration from other creators. Also, because we don't know everything, right? We don't know if my strategy today is gonna work. So don't be afraid to experiment. And this is very important, especially on different social media accounts. What works for TikTok might not work for Twitter or X. So do not be afraid to experiment, try new ideas to present content to your audience, and just make it a really fun process for you. Like I said previously, you should use a social media that you're really excited to create content on, right? Like it doesn't feel like a chore for you to wake up every day and have to create content there. And ultimately, start creating content that you like to see. Of course, feedback from the community is always welcome, but when you're starting and you have no idea what the community wants or the feedback that they're giving to you, what content do you create then? The one that you like to see. For example, when I was just starting, I will create content about JavaScript because I was struggling with JavaScript and I would love to see more guides on it. But guides that have little technical lingo because I came from a completely non technical background. So having things being explained to you in a very colloquial way really helped me catch up and really helped me learn more about JavaScript as I was creating that content. And third, connection. Why is this important? Because you must interact with the community to know what works and how you can grow your social media account there. By connecting with other relevant accounts and reaching out to them for possible collaborations or just expressing your admiration to them, how they inspire some content of yours, or for example, how they help you solve that bug. You should also keep in mind that you should be okay with being seen. And this is something I really struggled when I was starting because I didn't want to present myself as someone struggling. I didn't want to share like my frustrations online. But by doing so, you're actually making it less of a burden on you and accepting help from the community. People might come up to you with issues, they might come up with you with bugs, with new thoughts, with new ideas, and you should be okay with that because it comes with the territory. You can also include visuals in the content that you put out, for example, on Twitter. Share pictures on the things that you're working on. Share pictures of this bootcamp. Show the human side behind the content that you're making. Ultimately, you should always seek relationships, not just followers. Why? Because by building strong relationships, when you're, for example, struggling, looking for a job, those are the people that you're going to reach out to. Those are the connections that are going to help you move forward instead of the number of followers. That's what I meant when I said that numbers don't count. It's about the interactions that you have with those individuals. You should always remember that the number of followers are people. Those are the people that are following you, and you should be grateful that those individuals want to have you on their timeline. So the least we can do back is to seek relationships with them, to interact with their content, and interact ultimately with the community. Another tip for growing is to use trends. Currently, we have applications like TikTok and Twitter that make memes go viral. Right now, we're seeing an uprising on viral memes. So try using those trends to your advantage. Try adapting them to your niche and try experimenting with them and see what type of results they bring you. Like I said, it's all about trial and failure. So, how can we approach other creators? because we're not gonna live in a bubble of social media. You're gonna interact with a lot of people. Also, it's important to notice that all of these tips can also be applied for when you're reaching out to HR about a job. So if you want, you can take a screenshot or a photo of this and and use it to your advantage. It's totally okay. So you should always keep in mind that when you've never spoken to that individual before, you should always provide context. So here, avoid empty hello. What do I mean by this? And we're gonna see some examples on the next slide. But by avoiding an empty hello, we need to mention something about them or their content. Or we can also specify the motive for reaching out. For example, instead of saying hello and wait for the reply, I can say, hello, I really like this that you're doing, and I'm reaching out because of this, right? Put yourself in their shoes. Like when you're reaching out and you see a hey, and then they're gonna have to interact with another hey, and then how are you? I'm good, how are you? Like but try to minimize the time that they're gonna have to put into replying to a DM or like an email or whatever way that you use to approach the person. So it's also better for the people who is actually DMing, because right there you put the questions that you have, if you have any, and you specify the motive for reaching out, and they know why you're reaching out, and that's gonna make the relationship better because they know what to expect from that interaction. Of course, it also depends on the number of followers. We cannot always expect them to reply to every single DM. And this is more on those like really big sensational creators. Um, I personally prefer it when I get like a hello and like they specify the motive for reaching out and that's it. But yeah, let's continue. So you should reach out to them in their platform, in the platform that they're the most active. Okay? And this is really important because then you're not only going to make it better for them to reply, you're also reducing the time that's going to take them to reply because they use that app so much. Like I said, the goal is to build long term relationships within the community. So you should always specify the motive for reaching out. Some creators are more open for new collabs and new opportunities. So you might also mention that, like, hey, I would love for you to be on my podcast, or I'm making a blog series on Hashnode. Would you like to be like a guest writer or something like that? Of course, if they have like a lot of followers, you might get a better chance of them replying if you reply to their content instead, especially on Twitter. If you start replying to the content they put out and start interacting with it, they're gonna start recognizing your face, and that's gonna make a better relationship too. Of course, you gotta remember they're also human. They're also a person, so interact with them the same way you will like another human being. It's totally okay. And don't get frustrated if you don't get a reply right away. That's also totally normal. That happens to all of us. And let's see some examples, right? So, in example number one, we can see that it's just a hi and no context is provided. And we really don't know the intentions behind those messages. And we don't really get like an immediate connection with the individual. We have no background on them, and it's just an empty message. Like there is nothing follow up. There is just a hi. Now let's see in comparison to example number two. Here we can immediately get a connection with the individual because they are looking forward to connecting with more developer advocates and learning from them. So we already know what they want from the interaction and what we should look forward in the conversation. They have shared context for reaching out because they were inspired by the profile and they made their intention pretty clear. So, like I said, this also works when you're DMing HR for a job, and this is also something that like to keep in mind when you're looking to collab and to connect with other individuals in the community. And let's go back really here right? We're trying to seek relationships, not just followers. Another tip that I can give you for growing your account, if your account is on X or on Twitter, you should join Twitter Spaces. And this will also help you connect and approach other creators. Why? Because you're already on their territory. So let's just put a simple example. There's a Twitter space or an X space, and one of the speakers is a creator that you will love to know or you will love to collaborate with, or just someone in the industry that you have admiration towards. You see the title of the space, and coincidentally, you have a lot of thoughts about that topic. So you request to speak and you start interacting directly with that creator and also the community. So it's a win win, and they can also know your background, they can know about your experiences, and they can personally connect with you. They recognize your voice, they see your picture, and they put a voice behind that picture. So it's really like a really good tip for growing your account on Twitter. Also, another relevant hashtag that you could use is building public. A lot of people who use the hashtag are of course building in public, but they also share their wins, they also share their fails, they share screenshots on the things that they're working on. So all of this is gaining inspiration from other creators and helping each other out on how in growing their accounts that way. Of course, this is not very strict and this is not like a hard science. Just remember to be human and to do things with purpose and enjoy, of course, what you're doing because people can tell if you're doing something out of a chore or if you're doing it out of heart. Once again, let's go back and see some common blockers that you might be thinking on, right? Like which platform? Again, it's one that you should enjoy. It's one that you should look forward when you wake up in the morning to post on. And do not focus on numbers. Try connecting with people that are going through the same thing as you are, and you're gonna see a huge improvement, not only in your content and your social media presence, but yourself as a human too. You're gonna learn lots on people, and ultimately, you're gonna also improve your technical knowledge. That being said, thank you so much for being here today. I really hope you learned something new. Reach out to me. I'm everywhere. Like I said, this is all about trial and error. So I've been trying stuff. So make sure to connect with me. If you've taken any screenshots during this talk, send them to me, hashtag Hashnode Bootcamp, and tag me, of course. I would love to know your thoughts. And I'm aware that there is actually a blog post contest going right now. So I really hope you learned something new today and took notes so I can read your blog post about this talk. So I'll see you on the next one, and thank you so much for being here.
All right. How did you guys enjoy Yuri's sessions? Yuri, thank you so much for recording this presentation and sending it over to us so we could make it available to everyone tuning in here today. And if we reach out, hope it's not your bot that will actually reply. All right. Well, I hope you guys had an awesome time learning together with me about everything that Yuri just shared with us. That was really awesome, Yuri. So thank you so much for guiding us on leveraging social media for personal branding and how we could create like really cool pieces of content and reach out to creators, strengthen our network. So that was awesome. Judy, thank you so much for tuning in here together with everyone in the comment section as well. That was awesome. I loved it. So next up, I have Alex teaching us all about Leap AI and how to build really cool AI headshots with Leap AI. So are you guys ready for our next session? Let me know in the comments. Amazing. Okay, we are ready. So our speaker is here. We have people that have been waiting for this session and love Alex energy. So let's get started. Hello, sir. How are you doing today?
Hello, everyone. Hi,
It's a
great.
pleasure to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Danny.
Well, I'm
Excited to
super
be-
excited to learn as well more about Leap AI and actually how to integrate Leap AI and build this really cool app together with you today. So I think
Absolutely.
you do have a presentation, if I'm not mistaken. Do you want to
Yes.
share your screen?
Yeah, so I'll share my screen. And I thought the best way to walk through this would be I'll give a brief kind of overview of Leap, and then I'll just dive right into the actual open source repo. So we have,
Amazing.
yeah, so I'll share my screen now, and then we can get into it.
So this is going to be a full hands-on and kind of like, let's learn
Yeah, this is
in
going to
real
be
time.
learn in real time sort of thing. So
Amazing. Okay, I see your screen over here. Let me pull it up and I'll let you take it over.
sure.
And in the meantime, if you guys have any questions, you guys want to challenge Alex here, share your insights or make any requests, let me know in the comments because at the very end of the session, I'll be pulling all your questions and your thoughts to stage to share with Alex later today. So have fun.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me, guys. Like I said, Alex, one of the co-founders at Leap, and what we do at Leap is we let you design, test, monitor, and deploy AI workflows in minutes. So, typically, if you wanted to say build a headshot AI headshot app or an app that builds generates blog content, you might be chaining 10 APIs together in your backend. We basically give you an editor that lets you basically chain together these models, as well as get kind of observability out of the box, be able to keep up with the latest models. So, when DALL-E 3 comes out, you don't have to rewrite your backend if you're using SCXL. We manage the infra for you, so that's like model hosting, making sure that you scale, and we give you full kind of control of the whole process. So, like I said, kind of all models in one place, and you can build some pretty cool things on top of Leap. So, one of the ways that we like to kind of show, not tell developers what they can do, is we create our own kind of, we call them SaaS in a box repos, open source repos, and kind of give them away to the community. So one of the ones that we just put out is called Headshot AI. And I'll just show you a quick demo. Basically, Headshot AI, I'm sure you've seen these before, where you can create professional headshots using AI. So you upload a few photos, whether they're selfies or from your camera roll. And then it takes about 20 minutes, you fine tune a Stable Diffusion model on those samples, and then you're able to generate headshots like this. And so we saw a lot of builders doing this on top of us, and we figured we would do kind of the full app end to end. So this is actually completely open source, and it comes with auth using Supabase. It's a Next.js app. And it actually has Stripe as well, so that you basically just need to clone it and you can have a business up and running in probably less than a day. And so I'll just keep walking through exactly how it works. Here's the stack. So Leap basically does the model training in the back end. And so I'll just show you real quick how that works. So if you go to the Leap dashboard and then you go to the basically fine tune section. Here you can kind of play around in the playground and see exactly how fine tuning works, but it works on faces. So like I said, you upload a few pictures of yourself and you're able to then generate in pretty much any style. It also works for product shots, food shots, even styles. So if you have like a design library and you want to replicate that, you can do that with fine tuning as well. Some people do it on their pets too. So this repo basically gives you the core loop in order to to execute on a fine tune, as well as, like I said, it has Stripe. So in terms of pricing, I know some people might be curious. The way it works on Leap is that basically you have a starter plan, and it comes with a certain amount of models, and we used to do images. Now they'll be just pure workflow runs, as we're moving more into orchestrating pretty much any sort of apps, not just image apps. But we have a special discount code, so I can paste that, I guess, at the end of the call, and it'll give you a month free. That way, if you're a developer and you're trying to actually integrate, you can try this out completely free and see sort of the results you can get. So we'll get into the actual app. So here's an example. I guess this is once you log in, this is what you'll see. And then when you want to train a model, you can actually come here. I can say Alex's model, and then I can upload my images, and then I can train a model. Here I'm logged into, this is going to be an interesting one because I uploaded samples of, looks like Beyonce and a few other people. So I'm going to show you just straight from the Leap Twitter what the actual results look like. So I'll skip ahead a little bit. Here you can see I uploaded my samples, trained a model, and then what's going to happen is so that users, they're not going to wait 20 minutes while the model trains. And then here are my headshots. What's going to happen is they're going to get an email, and that also comes with the repo. So we use Resend, so you should be able to get up and running there for free as well. But basically, there'll be a webhook. Once the model finishes training, it'll hit the webhook, and then it will send your user an email that their headshots are ready. So yeah, that's pretty much the core overview. Everything, it's completely live. It's if you just look up Headshot AI GitHub, it should come up. And here's how you can kind of replicate the schema on Supabase. And I'll just talk through one more kind of important point. One-click deploy using Vercel. It's also on Replit. If you prefer coding on Replit, we have, let's see, real quick here. We have a bunch of other kind of open source starter repos on Replit as well. And let's see, I'll just go back to the repo real quick. The last point I want to talk through is how do you get good results? So it takes a little bit of, I guess, background knowledge to know how to fine tune well. And so this is pretty important. We like to say garbage in, garbage out. So, when training models, it's really important that, especially for faces, you upload kind of close up, cropped, and centered photos. So, no pictures like with glasses or hats far away with multiple people in them. You really want to just get, kind of a cropped close up of someone's face. And there's APIs that you can use to do that. And with our new release, it actually comes out Sunday, which is that editor I talked about, where you can kind of chain these models together. You can add utility APIs. You'll be able to do that all from Leap, and then integrate into your app with one API call. So basically, you can run the whole workflow. So pipeline might look like, basically have someone upload photos, check to see if the face is centered. If not, crop the photos, then train a model, or potentially even before training, you might upscale the photos so that the samples are better. And then once the model is done training, you might have a pipeline that looks like, generate 50 images, upscale them, restore the faces, check to see if there's any duplicate faces or artifacts, weird hands and stuff like that AI images sometimes output. And if they do, kind of retry. And that might be your pipeline to finally get kind of what you would output to a user. In terms of what to avoid, like I was saying, basically another thing you might run into is if you upload weird dimensions of photos, so like 1024 by 1024, you might get duplicate people, which is never what you want. So just follow kind of the tips here and you should be good. And then lastly, like I was saying, you can adapt the whole repo basically just by changing prompts and branding to do, anime portraits, pet portraits, product shots, icons. Any of the fine-tuning use cases will work with this repo, and it will be the same core flow. So, if you wanted to do that, you would just go and change the prompts, which not exactly sure. There's a prompts file, and if you wanted to kind of understand how to prompt, if you're not familiar with how to prompt, we do have a bunch of guides on that. So here's, for example, how you could change prompts to be more in line with superhero. Here's some fantasy, some Jedi ones. We also have prompt starters on Leap. Here's some prompts for pets. So we have a bunch of resources on that if you're kind of daunted by the prospect of prompting. So that's basically headshot AI in a box. So it's pretty straightforward. You can really just get started as soon as you want by going and forking the repo and then following the README to get set up. So yeah, happy to answer any questions on that or on Leap as a whole. Like I said, we have a new sort of editor we're rolling out. It's called Workflows, and it will let you create these pipelines. And so that'll enable you to build this sort of headshot app, as well as we have document summarizers, voice translation coming soon. So I'm sure you guys have seen, like, Spotify just rolled that out. But there's huge demand for, take this one video, preserve the kind of mannerisms and the lip syncing, but translate it into a different language. So all of these apps will be possible to be built on Leap in a fraction of the time. We're super excited. That'll be rolling out Sunday. So happy to answer any questions.
Well, that was really, really cool. Thank you for sharing. Okay, before addressing those questions, guys, anyone impersonating me, Alex, or Hashnode teammates, or any of our speakers here in the comments will get banned from the stream. So please don't do that. Okay, first question. Alex, what about the rate limiting for the API in the free trial?
There's no rate limiting. We do monitor it. So we have banned certain people, but no rate limiting kind of out of the box. You should be good to go. And it'll support, you can scale up. We have some people doing millions of images, a week, training thousands of models. So thousands of models a day. So, it'll scale to whatever volumes you need to do.
Amazing. And is it allowed to use the images generated by AI in a resume or in a public profile? Where do you advise these
Yeah, it
images
is.
to be used?
It is allowed. The thing about AI images is that they are non-copyrightable. So, you're free to use them. It's hard to claim like proprietary commercial license over them, but you can use them wherever.
Amazing. Okay. Audrey asks if there is any reason why I do not have a free trial, but I believe you guys do offer free credits for.
So yeah, we offer free credits. The reason we don't have a free trial, well, we actually do have a free trial. It's just it only gives you 100 images, and we also offer text to music. Gives you a few music generations. The reason it doesn't give you a model training is because it's super GPU intensive to train models, and we used to offer one for free, and basically had some abuse of the free model. So we had to move that to the first starter tier. But like I said, if you're actually building an app on us, we still want to give you, a way to test and make sure you're getting good results. So we'll give you credit to do that. Yeah.
What are you guys excited about for the next few weeks or the next months? Do you guys have any events or anything going on for the community?
Yeah, so we have a few things we're really excited by. Like I said, so we're rolling out this workflows editor on Sunday, and I'm super excited because that will basically open up, building blocks of any models that are on Replicate, OpenAI, or Hugging Face. And so we think that, that's thousands of models now. Whereas before, you were able to do a lot with images and music. Now you'll be able to combine, LLMs with image models, with fine tuning, with music, with really whatever to create, apps that otherwise would have taken you potentially days or a week to put out, and then you have to maintain them, and then the models change, and you're constantly writing. And then you run, you have a hard cap on OpenAI, and now suddenly your app stopped working, and you're wondering which provider is failing. Like Leap will handle all of that for you, and I'm super excited because I think we're just going to be able to put out more and more of these apps and show people what's possible, and really just help people build faster.
That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a couple more questions here. How does AppWrite compare to Supabase in Leap AI's case?
AppWrite, let me see.
I believe both of them handle the database and backend. AppWrite's a database, backend as a service.
Got it. So it's like another Firebase. We like, we like, I don't know. We like Supabase. In our case, we've seen it be able to scale to millions of users, and we've, we like the guys there. So so that's, I guess, it's trusted by us. That's the reason we use it.
Amazing. Well, that's fair.
Yeah.
And Ian's quite new to AI. Can you explain what's the difference of using OpenAI API and Leap AI API?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So with OpenAI's API, you can think of Leap as one API that connects to everything, right? So OpenAI, you'll get only the products that they have, whereas with Leap, you'll get OpenAI's products, but you'll also get access to models like Cohere or from Anthropic. You'll get Stable Diffusion, which is open source image model. You'll get models like Whisper and other voice models, RVC. So you'll really be able to have one provider that connects into everything, and you don't have to worry about next week Llama 2 came out. I want to try Llama 2 in my app and not GPT-4. How do I compare them? How do I even see if it's worth investing in that? You can basically just toggle a switch in Leap and run your workflow and see what the difference is. So Leap is aggregating all the services for you.
Let me paste Leap's domain over here. Okay. Here it is, Trevor.
Yeah, tryleap.ai is the URL.
Okay. Last but not least, are there any opportunities for fresh developers to be part of the team at Leap AI?
In the next couple weeks, so we're not actively hiring, but obviously, if we do value engineering. We're an engineering-led company, so DM me or basically tell me why you think you'd be a good fit, and we're always happy to chat.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Milan just asked here, what is the most important thing while training models you have experienced?
Yeah, the most important thing, like I was saying, is you garbage in, garbage out. So that's all about your training data and your samples. And so if you upload, blurry pictures or pictures where you're far away and there's five people in the photo, you're teaching the AI basically to give you more of that. And so it's really important that we call it pre-processing your images. And so that just means cropping, making sure that, the resolution is right and the dimensions are right.
Amazing. Labor just dropped here. What are the key features that make Leap AI's headshot app stand out among other AI headshot generators in the market? And how's your experience go about it?
Yeah, so we think that largely, I think the quality is on par with a lot of the other headshot providers. There's a few that might be a little bit better, but it's good enough where people can get results that they end up using for their social media and that they're satisfied with. So I think honestly, a lot of it just comes down to the distribution, the marketing, and where you're able to capture, people's interest around the headshot use case. I think it's a really broad market for it. Everyone kind of needs a headshot. So
It's true.
so whoever can make that experience the best, and I think we put out a template that has a decent experience, but you can keep building on it and make it even better. And if you do that and you market correctly, I think you can take some of the market share.
Amazing. And Musa just dropped here. How's your journey as a builder been like so far?
What's up, Musa? Yeah. So he knows a little bit about it because he's been following us and helping out Leap for a while. And we really appreciate that. Yeah, my journey as a builder. So I've been in startups for roughly 6 years. Taught myself to code, went to Johns Hopkins University, studied computer science, started a few, 3 different startups over the past few years. And then we joined an incubator called Founders Inc. in San Francisco, and that's kind of where we started Leap. So it's been a long and sometimes very up and down journey, but that's what you're signing up for in startups. And I think the core thing you need to optimize for is your team and the people you're working with, and try to just find the best people you can, and keep growing every day. Growth over everything. A lot of people. I'll just finish with this. A lot of engineers, and me included, right? They like to build, and you can kind of build forever, but you also have to grow the thing. So you have to tell people about it. Be loud on Twitter, tweet about it, and let people know what you're building.
Amazing. It's almost like a building public strategy.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you have any closing thoughts to share with the audience? We have a lot of Hashnoders over here tuning in, learning about Leap AI. So I'd like to open the stage for you to share any thoughts you may have.
I think, if you want to follow us, you can on Twitter. We're pretty active there at Leap_API. You can follow, I'll just post this in the chat. You can follow me, and Leap is tagged in my bio. Like I said, if you want to actually take this repo and build on it, DM me, and I'm happy to give you enough credits to kind of do all the testing you want to do.
Amazing.
We'll also be putting out many more of these. So keep an eye out for Leap, and thanks for having me, guys.
Absolutely. So guys, connect with Alex. Okay, I have a very last question here that I would love to ask and get your input on. So
yeah,
can you give us some great advice for young or junior developers to get started in the market, especially in the AI market being like such a big trend right now?
For sure. Well, I think that the way you become a good developer is you build a lot of stuff. So I would just try to build something simple, because that's where people get tripped up, as they try to build the headshot AI from scratch on their first go, and they've never built a one-page website. So you got to get the fundamentals down, and I would just build a very simple one-page app, and then I would ship it. I would get the full rep of, all right, I'm going to build this. It's going to be useful. It doesn't have to be super complicated. So for example, like it could just be, you could build a utility page where I upload 10 images and it crops the images for me. And then that's the whole page, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because some people might need like a bulk image cropper, or, there's all sorts of utilities, PNG to SVG, like these really, small functions that are actually useful. And that's your one page, and then build it and ship it out, put it on Twitter and put it on Reddit, and then keep progressively adding a little more complexity to the apps you're building. And then check out open source apps, see how people, who have done it are actually building, and the patterns they're using.
I love it. Okay. Well, thanks for making the time for this extra question over here. I
Yeah.
see all the hash noders are really excited, really happy to have learned with you together with me as well today. So thanks for
Awesome.
making the time. I loved having you here, and thanks for accepting my invitation again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to take a quick screenshot here so shout out on Twitter. But appreciate you guys having me. And yeah, I hope to see a lot of headshot apps.
Absolutely. And guys, do stay tuned, connect with Alex. We have something big coming up for you and all the Hashnode community in November. So just a little spoiler here, but yes, we're super excited about the next event we're planning, and that is coming up soon. So thanks again, Alex.
Thank you guys. I'm just going to drop this in the chat. One sec. All right.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you guys.
All right.
See ya.
See you. Bye. Okay, guys, how are we doing here? How many of you have already started thinking about different projects to build with Leap AI? What do you guys think you can build with this new technology that we just learned about? Let me know in the comments. See, Musa here is already ready and set. A very cool app building with this AI type of technology, using images and taking pictures from the users that I've seen lately was Baby AI. And people are using Leap to create pictures, combining both parents, let's say a couple, and creating the pictures of what their babies would look like if they have babies. So that was a pretty cool one that I've seen lately, and I got to experiment and play with. Same here, Milan. Awesome. Do you guys have any side projects that you're currently working on? If yes, let me know in the comments. I would love to learn from you guys and even try and give you feedback and everything that you guys are building and working as side projects as well. So feel free to ping me on Twitter about them as well. I would love to see that. Say, I agree here, Sab James. That would be like very trending in college and even for high schoolers, right? So that would be awesome. Okay. Are you guys ready for our next session? Already have our speaker here, and the next session is about selling yourself as a developer. I know we got to learn about how to leverage social media, build a community around everything that we are mastering and become an authority in that field, how to find jobs in tech, and especially remote jobs, how to document our work and our learnings on X or socials to actually get to that stage of finding a job. So I would love to learn more about Sam, on how we can actually sell ourselves as developers and get to the next stage in our career. Sam, are you here with me? Let me see. Oh, yes, I see here, Musa. I promise I'll be giving some more sessions for you guys, both on X or Twitter, also on Hashnode's YouTube channel, and I'll be coming up for next Hashnode Bootcamp with a lot of sessions and really good insights for you guys, both on the DevRel world as a developer and also building side projects. So, okay. I see Sam is ready and set over here. Hello, Sam.
Hi, Danny. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm kind of like sad, not gonna lie, that today's the last day of the boot camp. I'm getting to have like a lot of fun over here and getting to connect
Yeah.
with our hash noders and learn from you guys, speakers. I do wish there were few more days going on, but yes, I'm like pretty good. A little sad, but having fun for sure. What about you?
Yeah, I'm also excited because looking back at the first day and now we are the last day, and we have amazing speakers, and I've also learned from it as well. And I also hope that the Ashnode also learns great stuff as well. So it's exciting. Yeah.
Amazing. Do you have a presentation over here to share with us? Let me see that so I can pull it back
Yes.
on stage. Everyone's saying welcome back, welcome again. We are super excited to have you here with us and to learn from you. Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Sure.
okay. All right, so I'll let you take on the stage and have fun. I'm ready and excited to learn from you.
All right. Sure. So hello everyone. I again, since this is the second time. So today, you've already know my name. My name is Adede Samadibayo, uh, popularly known as Uncle Big Bay for those who doesn't know me. I'm a software developer at Ashnode, and I also work as a customer service engineer at Ashnode. So if you've sent a message on intercom, you would maybe would have chat at some point. So today, I'm going to be discussing with you guys on selling yourself as a developer. This is going to be from a point of personal experience as a developer, because there's no one solution fit all in tech career, right? So I'm just going to be sharing this with you guys, and I have seen some people who actually follow this framework as well, which work for them. So I'm going to try as much as possible to wrap up my presentation and take as many questions from you guys, because my own journey will be definitely different from your own journey. So let's see what we can do with the little time that we have. Okay, so basically, let's firstly discuss what selling yourself actually means. It doesn't mean like you have to take yourself to the market and then start saying I want to sell myself. So basically, selling yourself involves showcasing your strength. So individually, we have our strength. As a developer, we have our strength, and then we have our weaknesses. So one of our strengths could be like I am very good at HTML and CSS, but I'm not good with JavaScript. Your strength could be I am very good at JavaScript, but I'm not good at designing. So it is very, very important that you identify your strengths, and then selling yourself means like you want to showcase the strength that you have. And can also be equivalent to skills, experiences that you've had, and then your personality. And then you want to showcase it in a positive and genuine manner. You don't want to be like someone else. You don't want to copy someone else's personality. You just want to be sincere and authentic. So basically, selling yourself involves showcasing your strengths, skills, experiences, and personality in a positive and genuine manner, often through the practice of personal branding. So personal branding and selling yourself goes together, because when you want to sell yourself, you want to ensure that you are unique. You want to ensure that you stand out from other people, and then you want to make your own framework personal to you, so that you will not be like every other person. So before you start selling yourself, there are a couple of things that you should try to tick from your list. And the first is identifying what you want to be known for as a person. So, or as a developer, a designer, a writer, or whatever your career path is. You could be a product manager, but you just want to ensure that you yourself, you've seen a picture of what you want people to see you like. Do you want to be the go-to JavaScript person? Do you want to be the go-to HTML and CSS developer? Do you want to be the go-to Go language or technical writer person? So you just have to identify that first before you now start selling yourself in that particular area. And before you start selling yourself as well, you must have a goal. You must have a goal. It could be short-term goal, it could be long-term goal. Your short-term goal might be like, I want to sell myself as a technical writer. I want to write as many articles this year, maybe before the year runs out. You want to write like 20 articles, maybe every day till the year runs out. That could be your goal. And then if you are consistent with it, people are going to definitely know you as a technical writer, or as a developer, or as a designer. So these are the two things that you should ensure that you identify before you start selling yourself. So the next thing we are going to be discussing is why personal branding matters. So why should you be concerned about personal branding? You are a developer of after all, you just want to code, you just want to design. So why should you care about personal branding? So the first one, the first reason that you should um, take your personal branding serious is like legacy. Personal branding really matters when it comes to like legacy, because your personal brand can leave a lasting impact. Because this is what people will remember when they talk about you. These are the kind of things that they will remember. If you hear Uncle Big Ben now in Nigeria, they'll be like, oh, he's a technical writer, is a guy that published like 3 times in a week back in 2020. Or they could refer to you like, oh, if you are looking for ATM metrics, you can go to this person's Twitter or LinkedIn, and then you are going to find any ATM metrics that you want. So basically, when you are working on your personal branding, you are building your own legacy in any feed that you are in. It could be like designing, it could be like engineering, it could be product development. So your legacy is one of the things that really matters when you are building your personal branding. So another one is visibility. So as a developer, you will agree with me, like we have a lot of competitions, right? So and then we need a way to stand out. And if you take your personal branding seriously, it's going to help with the visibility. So if you are able to manage your online presence very well, just like what the previous speaker also said, when you have your online presence, you are going to ensure that you are not a local champion in your area. You are not only known in your area, but you are going to be global. So your audience is not all going to be limited to the people that are around you in your country, in your state. But then you are going to have more visibility outside of your country, outside of your state. So this is one of the reasons that your personal branding should matter to you as a developer, and it also opens door for you as well. So another point is competitive advantage. So when you are already putting yourself out there, when you've already started building your legacy, you've already started doing something that is unique to you, people will see you for, they'll see you for who you are, for who you are presenting yourself to them as. Maybe you are presenting as a JavaScript expert, and then you are trying to improve on that JavaScript concept every day. So by the time you want to apply for a job, they've already seen they've already seen what you can do. They've already seen all your work. So it's going to be an advantage to you when there is a long queue of people that are applying for a job. But because you've already putting yourself out there, they've already known you, that your personality is strong, your brand is strong, and then there's trust in you already. So this is an advantage for you if you work on your personal branding. So another point is credibility. So a well-crafted personal brand establish your credibility and expertise in your field. So when you show up every day, you are intentional about your personal branding. People will see you as someone that could be trusted, someone that knows what they are doing. And if you position yourself in such a way that people trust you, that you can actually deliver, even when you are working alone, you are not working with a company, and then you are able to show up every day. So by the time you now start working in a company, it won't be difficult for you to work on a team, to to communicate what you are building, because you are always talking about it, and then you are showcasing whatever you are building. So this is one of the reasons that personal branding really matters. So another point is career growth. So a strong personal brand can lead to career advancement, which is obviously true, because when you are showing up every day and you are consistent about it, and your post is always on social media, is always on LinkedIn. This is one of the things I did personally. So if you are connected with me on LinkedIn or on Twitter, back in 2020, 2021 to 2022, you will notice that I'm always posting on LinkedIn, and I'm also posting on Twitter. So there is one phrase that I always say is like, all these things are going to save me from unnecessary interviews. I'm still going to explain later in this slide. So by the time you are always showing up, you are always posting what you are doing, you are always telling, showcasing and helping people in the community as well. It's going to help with your career advancement as well, because you are attracting different people into your DMs. People that see that you are writing about topics in programming, they will want to reach out to you to come and write for their company. If a company sees that you build a feature on your side project, they could invite you to come and work on their team, maybe as a contractor or as a full-time developer. So there is endless opportunity when it comes to like be intentional about your personal branding. So another point is networking. So it is very, very important. Like when you are building your personal brand, you also want to network with like-minded people. You don't want to isolate yourself from other people. You want to ensure that you make connections which could actually lead to mentorship. People can actually mentor you on personal branding or engineering side, and then you could transit into like collaboration opportunities where you can bid with someone, you can co-fund a startup with someone, or you can collaborate to build a product. So it is very, very important to also network when you are making your personal branding. So the next point we are going to be discussing about is showcasing your skills. So I want to confirm, Danny, can you hear me? Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, okay, cool. So showcasing your skills. So we are going to be discussing now. I'm already having the skills. I'm already learning HTML and CSS. I'm already learning JavaScript. I can build a simple landing page. I can build a static page. So how do I showcase my skills? So one of the most important and practical way of doing this is building as many projects as you can. And this is one of my secret as well. I build as many projects as I can, both the ones that are successful and the ones that are not successful, the one that made it to productions, like people using it, and the one that maybe after 2 days of working on it, I just scrap it, like, no, this is not going to work. So build as many projects as you can while you are still learning, because there is time for you to build a to-do list and there is time for you to build more complex projects. And by the time you do not build any of these projects at the right time, it's going to tell on you. Let's say, for instance, now as you are learning HTML and CSS, you should understand the concept of CRUD operation, like building a to-do list application where you can add a to-do, you can read a to-do, update and delete. But if you do not build at that particular point, and then maybe after 3 years, you now want to now start building a to-do list application, it might not actually sound good with for your brand. Because let's say, for instance, now I now start saying I want to do a challenge where I'm going to build a to-do list application for the next 30 days, right? People will be like, a to-do list application, you should, or like, we expect more from you. So try as much as possible to build as many projects as you are learning as well. So don't wait until you know it all. You will not know, like, it's not possible to know everything about programming. So as you are learning, try to build. And this will also give you additional confidence during interview, because it happens to me as well, because I was being asked, do I know how to use a particular technology? And what I did was I just went to my GitHub. I shared the link to that particular file where I've written the code, and that was around like 2 years ago. And then I shared it with the person to check everything I know about this concept. I've already demonstrated it here. So if you have any question, you should just check that first, and then you can ask me any specific questions. So it's going to help you grow faster as a developer as well. So just try as much as possible to build as many projects, and then you should also showcase it as well. So the next point is build it in public. So whatever you are going to be building, build it in public. And the reason is straightforward, because in the real sense, you are not building product for yourself. On the long run, when you are working for a company or you start your own company, you are not going to build the product for yourself or your family alone. Even your family are also your clients, they are your audience, right? So always ensure to build in public, let people know what you are building. Try to learn how to communicate what you are building, how to express what you are building, what you are trying to build, and then you get feedback as well. So you should try as much as possible to develop that habit of sharing what you are quietly working on with the public. So, and that is very, very useful. And then we have platform like X, which is Twitter, LinkedIn, your WhatsApp status. This is one of my favorites. If you are on WhatsApp and then you have like 100 views, start showcasing what you can do. Let take feedback from people. If they tell you they don't like this color, you can change it. If they tell you they don't like the way this works, you can change it as well. So you're already practicing how you are going to be interacting with your potential employers, your potential team, and your potential client as well. So this is going to keep your network informed of your progress as well. So you want to keep people informed about your progress, your career progress, so that people will know you, you'll be familiar with people as well. So this is one of the examples of like building in public. So this is one of the project that I built earlier this year when AI started. So it is Learn Ease. So this is I think this was the first tweet that I shared about this project, and I kept on posting about it until I launched it on Product Hunt. And trust me, this project was what got me my current role as a software developer, because when my CTO, I was already working at Hashnode, right, as customer service engineer, and then when I was building this as well, it was very, very cool. And then I was just offered the role, like, okay, just come and work since you can code along with what you are currently doing. So you can also come and code on the team as well. So what I'm saying in essence is like you don't know who is watching. No matter what you do, people are always watching, right? You might feel like you are doing it for yourself. People are watching silently, they are not talking, right? From the beginning of building this project, I didn't even get any like reactions from my team, like the engineering team, because everybody was like busy. But I didn't know that they were actually observing. And when the feedback started coming, then I was like, oh, so people are actually observing. So you don't know who is watching. Just ensure you are doing the right thing, and then you are positioning yourself for the opportunity, right? So the next one is documenting your learning, project, and journey. So this is one of the things that I always advise people to do, is like documenting your learning, whatever you are learning. If you can write about it, if you can explain it, that means like you've understood it, right? And then you should try as much as possible to document your project as well. When you are building a project and you've shared it on Twitter, you've shared the progress on Twitter, and when the product is ready, you can write a blog post on it. So if you look here, you will say this is Learn is, this is the product when I was building it, and then this is the post that I did introducing Learn is. So I didn't actually build the product to just be on my repo, to just be in on my PC. I posted it outside. I did it like officially, like I'm launching a product, right? So you should also try to emulate something like this. I've seen people do this a lot as well, even like Azan from Vassell. So when you are building a product, you take it very, very serious. You don't just take it like, no, this is just a side project. Take it as something that people are going to use, and always have a goal. Like, okay, I just want like 5 users. If I can have 5 people use the app, and then they sign up and use the app, then that's fine by you. So the next product that you're going to build, you set your goal higher again. Be realistic. Your goal might be like, I want 10 users, like monthly active 10 users, right? So something like that. So regular blogging about your learning journey, projects, and experiences can serve as a valuable resource that helps you reduce the need for unnecessary interviews in the future. So I've said it earlier, and this has actually been working for me because I'm already putting myself out there. And someone asked me why I don't have like a portfolio at some point, because I stopped having like building portfolio, because it was common back then. You have portfolio version 1, portfolio version 2, portfolio version 3. Then I was like, instead of me building portfolios, it's just the same thing, the same content but different designs. Let me just channel my energy into building products and then documenting them. And then if a recruiter comes to me like, we want to we want to employ you, or we want to offer you this role, front end or back end, and then we want to give you this project to go and do. And if I feel like, okay, I've already done something similar, maybe I've already done an integration, or I've already built a similar project, I'm just going to share the article with them. I'm sorry, I might not, maybe you want to consider looking at this project first, or this article first, to see what I've done in the past, and then consider if you still want me to do this project. And at the end of the day, they'll be like, oh, I've already seen what you've done, I've already seen the way you explain, so I don't feel like there's a need for you to actually take this project home again. And if they have any more specific questions, rather than me going to go and build a project, or ask me questions on what I've already shown you that I can do, everything just goes smoothly. So this is an example of what you can, write about things that I learned about how to integrate Grammarly, and then I wrote about it. And the second one is documenting your journey. What you are learning is, if you learned how to maybe create a nav bar, you can write about it. And then your journey as in tech career, maybe you just got your internship, write about it. Maybe like the journey to getting my first intern role, or my first gig, or my first payment. Document it. You are just, you know creating your personal brand, you are creating your own audience as well. So this is an example of, documenting your journey. And another one is documenting your project. So documenting your project means, like, when you build a project, you want to explain the process of building the project, the features of the project. You want to add screenshots, you want to, you want to tell people how it works, how you think, what was the problem, and how do you approach solving the problem. So these are the kind of way that you can actually sell yourself, because everything is actually ready. You are telling people, I can write blog, I can build projects, and this is what my journey already looks like. And then you are already attracting people, you are making yourself interesting to your potential recruiters. So in summary, you should try as much as possible to identify your strength. Like I said in the beginning of the presentation, identify your strength. I am very, very good at HTML and CSS, or I am very good at JavaScript, so I'm going to stick with JavaScript. I'm going to be writing about JavaScript. Then have a goal for yourself. Have a goal. Do you want to build two projects in every quarter, or one project in every quarter of the year? And then you have to be intentional about your bidding, and then your personal brand as well. And don't forget to be authentic. You should try as much as possible to be authentic. Don't try to copy someone else 100%. Try to be yourself. That will make you stand out as well. And build as many projects, right? Build as many projects as you can build, and then build them in public and listen to feedback. Feedback is very, very important. That is what we make people know, that okay, you listen, and then you are not actually building it for yourself, you are building it for people as well. So another one is document your works and journey, which is very, very important. That's the main process of selling yourself. The moment you start documenting your works and your journey, and then you are sharing it on social medias, LinkedIn, Twitter, your WhatsApp status, you are sharing it on other developer WhatsApp groups that you are in. That is going to let people know what you are doing. And then don't forget to stay hydrated as well, and also exercise. Yeah, so thank you so much for having me. If you have any question, I'm happy to answer. Danny, you can follow up.
Hello, hello. That was an awesome session, and I'm reading, going through all the comments here. And thanks for sharing all your insights, Sam. But I do have a few questions from the audience. So,
Yeah, sure.
how can we balance between personal branding and upscaling as developers where skills are vital?
Okay, so basically, how do you balance personal branding? So you have to understand, like, there's time for everything, like I said, right? There's time for everything. So when you are trying to, what is your goal? Is your goal to get a job? When you've already gotten the job, there's no need for you to put yourself out there as someone that is looking for a job. So when you've already gotten a job that needs you to upskill in the current role, there's only for you to actually put more pressure on yourself to working on your personal brand. So your personal brand could have changed from looking for a job to, like, maybe being a content creator. So that's your own personal desire, and it's different from your work. So you just have to understand, what is your goal. My goal is to get a job. So if I want to get a job, get a job, I want to present myself as someone that is looking for a job. At the moment you get a job, you might not even, renew your portfolio domain name because I'm not looking for a job. So just try to understand your goal. I hope that helps.
Amazing. Do you have any tips on how introverts can build a brand?
Yes, 100%. I am 100% an introvert. So I was talking to Danny that the first presentation that I did, I have to go and rest because I've already exhausted my extrovert energy. So as an extrovert myself, I think like a couple of years back, I cannot jump on a call like this and then do presentation. So, but what you want to do is you want to practice, right? No, any mistake you are going to do on a call or when you are building or when you are doing something as an introvert, nobody is going to remember, right? In the next 5 minutes, everybody will forget the grammatical error that you made, the mistake that you made, right? So nobody actually cares. So what you should do is like have your own goal. You want to become a better developer, and nobody will do it for you. You just have to put yourself out there, try as much as possible to know that what you are doing is actually right, and then don't put too much thought or too much thought into like what people are going to say. You are doing the right thing. You are building. It is your career. At the end of the day, it is you. So just try as much as possible to build that confidence by all means. By all means. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay,
Yeah.
I have a few more questions here. Ishan is a self-taught developer. He started building in public 2 years ago and slowly started building his own brand last year before he got his first freelancing gig. So he hasn't been trying to be consistent. So a lot of that paid work has been often in vain. And what do you suggest, or how should he start all over again?
Yeah, so you can do what I would say is just start now, because if you don't start now, that means like you have to start again tomorrow, and then that's minus 1 day, minus 2 days. So you can pick up from where you left, and then if you feel like, oh, maybe you are not able to catch up to that extent, what you can do is like look at what people are actually doing. Look at the technologies that we already have compared to like 2 years back. So, what are you interested in? Are you interested in front end, back end, product design, product management? Then set your goal. Okay, in the next 2 months, I want to even know what is Tailwind CSS. I want to even know what Figma is. Then set your goal and then work towards it, right? Understand what you want to do in the next 2 months, and then you start from there. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, I also have a few questions myself, but let me pull a very cool one here. How did you got the role at
Okay.
Hashnode, and how did you reach out to the Hashnode team?
Okay, so this is a very common question for me. So basically, so I think I've been an Arsenal fan since 2020 when I was doing a software development program here in Nigeria, and then I just love the UI. Because my favorite color is blue, so blue and white. I just love the UI. I love everything about Ashnode. And I was not even talking to anybody. I don't even know anybody from the team. It was only Eleftheria that I know back then. And so I started documenting my journey there, writing my experience at the boot camp that I was in. And then I started getting feedback, like people like my writing. I was like, okay, you like my writing? I was just documenting what I know. And then Ashnote started giving coffee, monthly coffee for the top writers. And then I was at the top 50, then top 25, and then I was like being one of the major authors. And then I think it goes on for like 4 months. I was getting uh $50 every month for being part of the top writers. And then Ashno started hackathons. So I was building products, and then I came runner up. Then they started getting to notice me. My blog was increasing, and then another hackathon came. I got runner up again. The third one I didn't win. So from there, I was also on the Discord, and then I was always happy to help. And Fazul, our CEO, reached out to me that okay, there's a way we can actually work together. Then that was the first time I was hearing about customer success engineer role, and then I was like, okay, let's go for it. And then I started started helping the community. And back to the fast forward to the product, to the product I show you guys. So while I was working as CSE at Hashnode, I also built that product, and then I was like, okay, if you can still build while you are working as a CSE, come and join the software engineering team. But trust me, you have to work, sell yourself, because you just have to sell yourself. That's just it. So selling myself helped me. So I think that's the secret to it. Yeah.
Well, it's definitely a pleasure to let everyone know that we now work in the same team. And Sam
Yeah.
works together with me in my projects for all the hackathon, all the boot camps, and everything that I host on Hashnode. So Sam, I have a huge pleasure working with you, and it's definitely really, really fun. So one
Same
last
here.
question before we hop to the next session. I see our speakers already ready and set here, but one very last one here. Do you know, and what would you say that would be the one soft skill that every developer should have?
Uh, so I would say over communication. Over
Mm-hmm.
communicate. Whatever you want to do, over communicate it. If things are going right, let them know. If things are not going right, let them know. Because if you are not able to, let's say you are given a task, and one, like 80% of the time, most of the tasks I've been given, I've never done them before. So you just have to say, okay, I've not done this before, but I'm going to check this out, and then I'll get back to you. So if you are making progress, reach out to them. Okay, I've made the progress. But if you are not able to make progress, let them know. That's just the practical part of it. Like, over communicate. Things are going well, things are not going well. I'm not feeling fine, I need some time. Okay, I'm done, or like things are pending. So over communication would be what I'll go for. Yeah.
All right. Well, we all got to
Yeah.
learn a lot from you here today. So, okay, you disappeared, Sam. Okay, you're back. Thanks for joining me for second session here at the boot camp. It's always a pleasure hearing and learning from you. So thanks for making the time.
Yeah, thank you so much, Danny. Yeah.
All right, I'll see you later. Okay, guys. Hope you all got to enjoy learning from Sam together with me. And it's definitely always a pleasure to have you on stage and sharing his story. It's always very inspiring. And I want to know here in the comment section if you guys are ready for a very last but not least session of the day and for the boot camp, one that I'm very, very excited to share with you guys. Okay, amazing. All right, and pull our next speaker up here. Hello, Chris.
Hi,
How are
everyone.
you?
Doing very well. How are you doing, Danny?
I'm doing very well. Very excited to have you here with me and on stage.
Yeah,
And yeah, I'm really excited to learn more first about Knock and also how to add multi-channel notifications to our apps, especially as we have several apps being built in the hackathon that we are hosting now on Hashnode.
cool. Well, I'm super excited to tell everyone about notifications here today, and hopefully convince you all that you should never build notifications again. You know,
Amazing. Do you have a presentation in, or would you like to share your screen?
I am going to share my entire screen and try and do some live coding as well. So please wish me luck, Danny.
Okay,
You
okay,
know how this
okay.
goes sometimes. So here we go.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, I'll see your screen. All right, I'll let you take it over and I'll come back in the very last minutes of your session with the best questions or any doubts and questions that our audience may have. So have fun, Chris.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much, Danny. And hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm here today to talk to you about powering cross-channel notifications with Knock. So just a really quick introduction to myself. So hey, everyone, I'm Chris. I'm the co-founder and CTO here at Knock. You can probably tell I have an English accent. I'm not in England right now. I'm actually in a call booth in a New York office, and that's actually where I live. So I spent the last 10 years in the US. Today is actually my 10th anniversary since I moved to the US. So kind of a weird special day in some way. I don't know. The decades go very quickly. So yeah, that's where I am today. I've spent the last 14 years being like a very generalist kind of full stack engineer, worked across like tons of different web applications over the years. Like back before React was even a twinkle in anyone's eyes, I used to write a framework called Mootools. I've always kind of been a very like full stack engineer, writing infrastructure, writing like web applications, writing backends, things like that. And then I've been an engineering leader for the last 7 years, running different size engineering teams across various startups here in the US. I absolutely love Elixir, which is a programming language. I would hope some folks in the audience might have heard of it. I do a lot in the community there, and I'm super passionate about it, but I have to pause because otherwise I'll just tell you about Elixir endlessly today, and that is not the purpose of today's session. We're here to talk about notifications. So, oh, and then you can find me on Twitter at @CJBell_, if you want to do that. Yeah, so my goal today is to basically convince you that you should never have to write a line of notifications code in your app again. And, you know, I'm going to talk to you about a product that I co-founded, a company that I co-founded called Knock. And Knock is a developer tool to power cross-channel notifications. So you can use Knock to send out notifications across email, push, SMS, to Slack, to Discord, to Teams, you name it, we can send it to places. So you can do all of that with a single API call. And we wrap up all of that kind of complex business logic around sending notifications and powering notifications into that single API, and give you a really great dashboard to interact with those, the kind of templates to create your notifications and all of the business logic associated with those notifications as well. So today, we power notifications in production for companies like Vercel, Amplitude, Safety Culture, who are like a very large Australian company. If anyone's from Australia here on the stream, you might have heard of them. And then a heap of other startups as well. But when I say Vercel, like if any of you have ever pushed a bad deployment to Vercel and looked in your Vercel dashboard and you've seen a little badge in the top right corner with a notification feed, that is all powered by Knock. And in fact, Vercel have a really great blog post about how they use Knock to power all of their notifications as well. And they're doing that across in-app and across email as well. So if you've ever received any of those emails where it tells you about that failed deployment, that's coming from us. I'm super proud of that because obviously Vercel, fantastic company, doing incredible things. We also use Next.js and are huge fans of a lot of the stuff they push out. So yeah, so that's the kind of notifications that we power. But you know, how does Knock work? How do you actually use Knock to power these cross-channel notifications? Well, what you do is you can design all of this business logic around like which channels your notifications should go to. Should they be batched? Should they be delayed? You know, what's the kind of like logic that you would usually code within the back end of your system around like controlling these notifications and thinking about how they get sent out. And then within that, in that design phase, you can also think about designing templates as well. So imagine the kind of content that's being associated with your notifications. So that can be things like saying, you know, the actual email that gets sent out, and we give you a really nice editor to create and manage that email content as well. I'm actually going to show you a demo later that kind of walks you through all of this in a bit more detail. So you'll get to see the dashboard and how you kind of design and edit these templates. And then what you do is in your backend code base, you're actually going to integrate Knock so that you say, you know, when something happens in my product, maybe that's a comment being left, or maybe a new user is requesting to join access, or someone has just signed up for your product, something like that. You then trigger that workflow that you've created within Knock, and you pass some properties to us to tell us who should that notification go out to, what's the data that should be included in that notification. And then finally, we actually deliver those notifications on your behalf. So we integrate with basically most notification delivery providers, things like APNS, which is Apple's push notification service, if you want to send push notifications to a mobile app, or Firebase Cloud Messaging, which is the Android equivalent of that. And then we also integrate with email providers. So if you've seen Resend, they're a really fantastic developer-centric email platform. We integrate with Resend as well, and other folks like SendGrid, Twilio. You can send Slack messages, you name it, we can power it, as I said. And then finally, the last step there is we can take all of that data about those notifications that are being sent out to your users. So imagine they're like, who's opened this notification, who's clicked it, who's actually like interacted with it. We take all of that and we kind of normalize it. So you get a single source of truth of all of that data. And then we can push that to places so that you can analyze it. We give you an analytics view in your dashboard so you can jump in and see how many people are opening your notifications, how's the delivery going, things like that. But if you're on a bigger product team, what you can also do is take that data and stream it to a place like a data warehouse. So that your product team and your product managers and things like that can analyze it with the rest of your kind of product data. If you're just a single developer trying to power multi-channel notifications, maybe some of that isn't so useful for you. But if you think about some of these bigger use cases on much larger teams, we can really, really help with that kind of looking at your notification data as they're being sent. So yeah, that's how Knock works. But some of you are probably thinking, why, like, notifications are easy. Why would you start a company around notifications, right? To you, I say, notifications can be easy. I don't disagree with you. I think that I'm sure a lot of you have built applications where, you're sending forgot password emails, or maybe Supabase is doing that for you, or some other tool. But notifications start getting more complex when you start doing things that are beyond just sending like a single email. Maybe you need to start sending Slack messages, or maybe you want to provide your users more controls over the notifications that they receive, or maybe you want to start digesting your notifications so you get a summary once a day of the notifications that you've missed. I know I'm using the word notifications a lot. That's kind of a given in this presentation. But this is a sort of complexity that notifications actually introduce into your code base. So we at Knock strongly believe that, like auth and like search and like payments, where you have all these great services that have APIs and you can do everything and you don't have to write a line of code yourself, we believe notifications fall within that bucket as well. So we believe that you should not have to write any notifications code. You should have a really easy way to create these notifications, to iterate on them, to basically deliver a great experience to your customers or your users for the notifications they're receiving, without putting in tons of effort for something that really isn't helping your product differentiate itself, right? It doesn't really help you. People expect a really good notifications experience, but I'm sure there's other parts of your app that you really should be building, like the parts that make your app and your product unique. And that's why we started Knock. And that is our belief, is that you should have this API to send out these cross-channel notifications. Cool. So I've talked a lot, but what I'm going to do now with some notes is hopefully show you a demo of how all this works in 5 minutes. So what we're going to do is I have this really simple collaboration application. So what I have on the right-hand side here is a comments pane. And you can imagine this, this is not a real app, as you might be able to see, but it's basically a collaboration application where you can comment on assets. So imagine you're uploading an asset, your team is collaborating on it, and then we want to notify those users about those comments that are being generated on these assets. So what we're going to do in this demo is actually add in-app notifications. So imagine that like bell that you see where it gives you a feed of notifications within your product. And then we're also going to add emails as well. So we're going to do all that in the next, hopefully, 5 to 7 minutes. So let's get going. So the first thing we're going to do is go over to the Knock dashboard. And this is where we kind of create those, the logic associated with our notifications. And we can also jump in and actually understand like what notifications are going out to our users. And this gives us a really nice place to do that debugging and things like that. So here we're going to create a workflow, and we're actually just going to call this new comment. I'm going to jump in here, and I'm going to create some steps for this workflow. So here we can see the workflow gets triggered. This is going to happen for each recipient, so each person that needs to get a notification. And what we're going to do is send an in-app message, and then we're going to send an email as well. So you can see here, we've got this like nice drag and drop builder. You can actually drag this canvas around and do lots of nice things inside of here. Once we've done that, we're going to look at the content of each of these notifications. So this is where I'm just going to do a little bit of copy pasting, because you don't want to see me type badly. So here, this is the content that's going to be inside of the in-app notification. So the thing that's going to be in the feed. And now I'm just going to customize the content that's going to go in my email notification as well. So let me just grab that. Here we go. Going to paste that in here. Cool. I can actually see a really nice preview of the email that's going to be generated from my users as well. As you can see here, there's some dummy content being displayed, but I'll show you what the real notification is going to look like in just a second. Okay, so that is our workflow. So it's going to get triggered for each person, send an in-app notification, and then send an email out. We're going to deliver that email via Postmark, which is just a really easy to use transactional email provider. So I'm just going to do what we call committing, which basically makes this workflow available to be used. So let me just commit this. Cool. And now we are going to actually jump over to some code in our product. I'm just going to uncomment this part where we're going to show the in-app notification feed. So here's our feed component, just to show you this code one more time. So we give you a pre-built set of React components, so you can just literally drop into your React application. So they can be Next.js. In this case, this is a blitz.js app, but you can do this in Next. You can do it in any kind of React-based framework. This pre-built React component is basically going to allow me to show these notifications per user within my application. So here we go. Here's my notification feed. All of that is super customizable as well. So if you want to customize the look and feel, do dark mode, things like that, all possible. And now what I'm going to do is actually leave a comment and trigger these notifications. So just to show you the code that's happening there, here we go. This is my create comment mutation. So the back end code. So every time someone leaves a comment, we're going to post to the back end of our server, and then we're going to tell Nock to trigger this new comment workflow that we just created. And what you can see here is we are setting a bunch of recipients. So we're basically saying, who are the users who should receive this notification? We're telling it who created the comment. And then we're passing in some data that we're going to use in those templates about the comment and the project and the kind of data that we need in those notifications to be sent out. So that's my trigger code here. And now I'm just going to leave a comment. I'm going to say, hello, Bootcamp. Sorry if this is a bit small for everyone. Let me send that out. There's my hello Bootcamp. What you'll see is this user who left the comment is not going to get a notification. But if I transition here to another user who's logged in, so this is just another incognito window, I can see here this badge count went to 1. And if I open this, I can see the comment that was left here. Perfect. So the thing there that's happening behind the scenes is that React component we dropped in is managing real-time connections for us. It's doing all the state management for us. It's managing all of those badge counts. So when that notification comes in, it lights up. We get all of that just from those lines of code I dropped in here today. And then if we go back to our Nock dashboard, so show you some neat things here, what we'll see is these emails, for each recipient here, we actually generated an email that's going to go out as well. So I can use the Nock dashboard to understand exactly what messages are coming in, what's going out, things like that as well. So I'm going to go in here and look at this email that should be going out to one of the users. And what I'll see here, hopefully in a second, okay, maybe this part is not working quite so well. The demo gods are not quite so kind to me right this second. But what we can see here is that email would be generated as well and delivered to those users. But, you know, this kind of notification is not that great, because what's going to happen right now is every time I leave a comment, I'm going to get a notification in my feed about that. So, you know, that kind of spams your users. You're actually going to start sending tons of notifications to those users when you could actually be thinking about sending them less notifications. So, you know, I don't know if everyone's collaborated in a Google Doc before, but what happens in a Google Doc is if you leave lots of comments, what they'll do is send you an email notification after those comments have been left over a window of time that tells you the summary of those comments. So you're not just getting one notification for every comment left. So let's do that with Knock right now. So I'm going to go to my workflow again. I'm going to edit this. I'm going to add a batch step in here. And the batch basically says collect together all of those notifications, and then we're going to send out a single notification instead of sending one for one like we were doing before. So here we go. We're just going to set this batch to be a 5-second batch. And that should be good. I'm going to commit this to development. Cool. And then I'm going to do one more thing actually here. I'm going to say, I'm going to add a delay step, and I'm going to say delay for 10 seconds. And then I'm going to say, we only want to send out the email if people have not read that in-app message. So imagine here, you know, you don't want to get duplicate notifications, right? So if I've got that in-app message and I've already looked at it, why are we bothering sending them an email? So you can control these kinds of flows within Knock. If you imagine coding this in your backend, this is the kind of thing where the complexity is ramping up, right? You're spending a lot of development time thinking about, oh, now I need a cron job to actually manage the state of those notifications. I need to think about like how I update them, things like that. So we're just handling all of that on your behalf again. So let me add this condition. I'm going to say when the step message status for the in-app feed has not been read, and going to add that condition. So we're sending if this condition has been met. So here we're just saying if that in-app feed has not been read after this 10-second delay, then we're going to send out this email. So let's commit that one more time. Cool. And now let's just do this. I'm just going to send a few more notifications. 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. So that's 5 new what we call workflows and these triggers going out. So now I can go back into Knock. The other thing that we show you here is all my API logs. So what did that request look like coming from your application? I can dig in there. I can actually debug it right from this dashboard. I can jump in here and I can see exactly what is going out for each user. So now if I go back to Elizabeth, who's this other user, now I can see Dennis left 4 comments inside of here. There you go. That's batch notifications all just working within Knock. That took us no time at all to do. Everything just works on our behalf, you know. So I can jump in here. I can actually debug exactly what's happening inside of this notification as well, exactly what this user is getting. So here I can see the batch ran, it accumulated all these items. Then what we did is we sent this in-app feed message. Then the delay ran, and it ran for 10 seconds. And then we actually did send out this email notification because that in-app had not been read within that window of time. So there we go. And just in case anyone's wondering, we manage that read state for you. So you see we've got this message here that says Markle was read. So if I click that, then that email would not have been sent. But that's it. That's Knock. And that's how we can help you power cross-channel notifications super, super easily. So let me just switch back here. That isn't all we do though. So we give you this complete toolkit to power tons of different types of notifications. So we manage your user preferences for you. So you can give your users control over the notifications they get. We can do time zone aware recurring schedules. So you can do things like digests. We also support translations and internationalization of your notifications. You can also do list management with us. And then beyond that, we also give you a CLI, so you can pull down all of those notification workflows and templates, put them in your own code base, and you can even deploy them as part of your CI/CD pipeline as well. We do tons more. I could just keep talking about our features, but I would really encourage you to sign up for the product. So there's a link here. It's knock.app/hashnode. You can sign up today. You can get started for free. We give you 10,000 notifications a month for free, which should be plenty if you're just creating sample applications or maybe small demos. And then we have some paid plans beyond that, but would be super happy to answer any questions here today. And yeah, thank you everyone for your time.
That was awesome. Absolutely love, especially the demo. See like some really great comments here that you knocked out the demo and you rocked in there. So we do have a few questions here. And can you compare Knock and contrast with Twilio?
Yeah, of course. So Twilio as a product is really, really great at delivering SMSs, and they also own SendGrid, which is an email sending platform. But where we really excel is, in the bit between Twilio and what you would write in your backend. And that's what Knock is. Knock is the application code that you would usually write in your backend. And we're still calling Twilio on your behalf to deliver those SMSs. Twilio do have some products about they have this journeys product, which is much more about marketing, and we're much more focused on these transactional notifications as well. So thinking about these cross-channel use cases, but hopefully that answers the question there.
Awesome. Okay, I also dropped a question in here, and I would love to know what are challenges the developers face when implementing multi-channel notifications?
Yeah, I think some of the biggest ones, like just thinking about let's say that you want to send to Twilio, right? And I can use their SDK, but now I kind of need to be an expert in Twilio's SDK and learn that to integrate it into my product, right? With Knock, we abstract away all of that complexity. So you're never thinking about what's Twilio's sending implementation. We just deal with that for you. You're just writing your notifications code. So that's definitely one challenge. I would say the other one is just notification systems start out really simple, and there's just this ball of mud that emerges over time. You start adding complexity here. Before you know it, maybe you've got notification calls inline in your mutations. Things get really complex really quickly. Maybe your notification stop sending, and now you're like, why is that not happening? I need to get into my logs. So again, with Knock, we give you this really observable platform. So you can dig into that dashboard, understand what's happening. But we also stream all of those metrics to tools like Datadog or other observability platforms, so that you can look at this service like it was something that you wrote and you ran as a microservice within your infrastructure, and that's another one of those challenges. Yeah.
So how does Knock handle offline delivered notifications?
Great question. We can't work magic, right? So that's the first thing I always say here. Let's say that, you try to send a push notification to a user, they are offline right now. We cannot deliver that notification through there. So it's just something where that service is going to try and deliver it for you. We do deal with some that in-app feed. If a user goes offline and comes back online, we handle all of that reconnection for you, and it's going to pull the latest notifications as well. So that kind of helps you in that regard. But yeah, hopefully that
it makes sense.
Well.
Yeah. So can you highlight some best practices to not end up flooding your client inboxes with notifications?
A great question. And yeah, this is why what we built the tool to do, right? So batching is a really good one. So let's think about collapsing those notifications down, right? The other thing that we really encourage our customers to do is think about preferences. So give your users control over the notifications they opt into or opt out of, and what channels, right? Maybe I want to receive a certain notification over text, but I never want to receive emails. With Knock, you can do that kind of thing as well. And then the other practice there, I would say, is digests, right? Summarize your notifications over a window of time. Give your users control over saying, hey, I want to receive a digest every 7 days that summarizes the activity that I've missed. That's really useful. And there's some more tactics about threading emails and stuff. And, I can nerd out about this stuff all day. So
That's awesome. Is Knock a free or paid product?
We have a free tier. You can get started for free. We give you 10,000 messages a month. One of the goals is that, individual developers, you should be able to use like most of the features of our platform without having to pay for it. That's kind of how things work here today. We do have a paid tier as well if you need more advanced functionality and you need a higher volume of messages. If you're a small startup, though, you can talk to me and we can figure something out.
That's awesome. I love that because we do have a lot of indie hackers and small startups here in the audience and also throughout the community. So that's great. And question from me, Chris, are there any upcoming features in Knock that you guys are particularly excited about?
Always. Yeah. Yes, there are definitely. So for us, like some of the key things we're really excited about at the moment are deepening the integration of Knock into your code base. So pulling down those workflows, being able to commit them, integrating into your GitHub repo with our dashboard, things like that. Really thinking about like how we make all this notifications code really seamlessly integrated with your product rather than it feeling like too separate of another service. So tons of cool stuff coming down the pipe here about developer experience. And it's a thing we really care deeply about and think about every day. So yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for accepting my invite and joining me here today. It's always a pleasure talking to you and learning from you as well. So I know you guys here in the comment section are really excited and sending a lot of questions and all your opinions about Knock and notifications. So please do connect with Chris, CJ Bell, with an underline on X and also on LinkedIn. He has a lot to share and he loves talking about notifications, about Knock. So you guys will have a great session talking to him and getting all your answers from him directly. So Chris, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you so much for having me, Danny. Great to see you again and see you soon. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, guys. How did you like learning about Knock and learning about how to integrate these multi-step notifications into applications? Are you guys having already any ideas for the hackathon that's going on with Airbyte on Hashnode right now? Are there like any specific projects that you see like integrating this type of notifications? Because they're really nice notifications and they do integrate Tailwind and Next.js and many different programming languages. So it will be really, really cool to see all your projects integrating both that and also Leap AI. Same here, Milan. Okay, well, we did it. We are coming to an end of an incredible set of 5 days at the Hashnode Bootcamp Fall 2023. And it has been such a big journey, not only for me, but I'm sure for you guys as well. So today we navigated the waters of personal branding with Cutie, delved into AI headshots with Alex, learned the art of self-promotion and selling yourself as a developer with Sam, and just got a big crash course on how to add multi-channel notifications with Knock. So big shout out to all of our speakers and to each one of you that make the day here today and made it worth learning, interaction, and a lot of fun for me in the comment section as well. So honestly, for me, all the engagement, the questions, your posts on X, on LinkedIn, and Hashnode, I've been going through all of them, have been making this event just more than informative sessions, but something really transformative and really fun for all of us. So high fives to you guys. And pinging you guys here about the context and the giveaway. The Hashnode Bootcamp giveaway will be officially closed by the end of this weekend. So on Sunday will be the last day to share your blog posts, your X posts, and your LinkedIn posts, sharing your insights, your learnings, what you love the most. So please tag me and also tag Hashnode so I can keep track of all your submissions. And do keep an eye on the notifications. You may be the one of the 3 winners taking home that Hashnode gift box that I'm sure you guys will love. And while the bootcamp is wrapping up, the journey is not over. So let's stay connected. Do follow me on X or Twitter. And let's keep building and keep this awesome community growing. I have many more events planned out for you guys. I'm seeing here that you guys love the bootcamp. So yes, let's stay connected. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys here and in all of our events again. Amazing. So all the links for the 5 days and also the recordings for the bootcamp will be displayed and available for you guys on Hashnode's YouTube account from next week. All right, let me paste my X here. All right, I just dropped my handle here. Do connect with me. I would love to learn what did you guys love the most and what do you guys want to see next in our upcoming events, because I have a lot planned out for you guys. And on LinkedIn. Amazing. All right, guys. Until next time, and let's keep those keyboards clocking, because I am really excited to hear about you and hear about what you love the most throughout our journey. So I'll be checking X, LinkedIn, and also Hashnode to see what you guys have learned from this power-packed week. See you guys later.
See you in the golden sand on an island far, far away. Midas touch, I'm the magic man. Follow me and let's get out of this place. We could fly over our problems, watching clouds from a private jet. But you don't have to worry about the rain when only champagne gets you wet.